All right, we're here in Egmont, BC, and we're going to a very special place. We are going to the Skookumchuck Narrows. Now this is where millions of gallons of seawater come pouring in and out of this bay every tide cycle, and it just happens to be enough of a pinch and enough of a rock ledge underneath that it forms this perfect wave that is a dream wave for surfers and kayakers. I'm biking in. Thanks to Cindy and Stacy for letting me borrow their bike. This is so cool. We've got a little road section here, and then we have to walk the last bit. Super beautiful place to paddle a kayak or ride a bike. We came here 5 years ago. Just were blown away with this area. This part of BC is just so gorgeous. This is a part of the Sunshine Coast, and we vowed that we would be back here as quick as possible. And I hate to say it's taken us 5 years to get back, but we are here now. We're gonna have a blast here in our kayaks. It's rained today, and the moss and the trees and all the ferns are so green and vibrant. It is beautiful. I'm walking on these slippery roots and rocks, trying to talk to you in the camera and not eat it in the process. Now, one of the ways it can work here as a kayaker is you paddle in on your first day from the town of Egmont, then you get down here to where the wave forms, and if you did your timing right, you can do that all at the slack flow, meaning it's right in between the tides. So it just kind of feels like a lake out here. You pull out where the wave is and you hang out till you start seeing current. When the current starts forming, you want to start thinking about getting your paddling gear on, getting ready to paddle, and then shortly, like 20 to 30 minutes, a wave will start to form. When this wave forms, it starts out small and it gradually builds and builds and builds. And after about an hour or so, you have a pretty dang big, beautiful wave that is perfect on a kayak. All right, so we're walking in right now and we're noticing the tide is still going in the wrong direction for our beautiful wave to form, but it's not gonna last long.
Water's still going down.
Still going the wrong way, huh?
Going the wrong way.
We've intentionally come in here a little early, knowing that we wanna kind of just hang out and wait and watch the wave form, and then we're kind of ready to go when it's at its prime. So we paddled in here the other day and left our kayaks locked up in the woods with all of our gear. And that allows us to be able to come in and out of here light every day. So we've had a 4-mile round trip to get in and out of here. We're doing this last little hike, and we're gonna be right over here on the point where the wave forms. And we just gotta go retrieve all of our gear out of the woods, and we're ready to go.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Still going to Skook.
Yeah, are you excited?
I am. It's gonna be good.
We're just saying, like, it's a little goblin forest back here. It's so lush and green and moss and ferns and giant trees and these crazy roots that are slippery when they're wet. It's quite an adventure just getting back here to the Skookumchuck Wave. Okay, we're getting close. I can see big boats coming through on very calm water, and in another hour those boats would not be able to go by there because it's huge rapids, and it would probably flip these boats.
We made it. Right there is the Skookumchuck Wave. Obviously not yet, but in probably an hour there'll be a huge tidal wave there.
It's super narrow, and the water is actually going the wrong direction right now. It's going to my right, and as we get in here later when we go to surf it, the water is going to be going to my left, And that is a really weird concept for us as river kayakers primarily, because we're used to rivers always running in one direction, and they're typically fed from snowmelt. And here we have everything happening within about 6 hours. We have the water going one direction and then going completely flat and then switching back and ripping through here going the other direction. So this is a bizarre place to wrap your head around as a river kayaker. But it's really cool because with the tide chart, we know exactly when this wave is going to form, and we can look at that and plan a trip here and know really what the wave is going to be like. Now this is also saltwater, so we are seeing seals. There's reports of whales. We haven't seen any on this trip, but they're out here. There's all kinds of beautiful starfish and sea life right underneath the wave. As we're surfing it, this crystal clear water, we can look down and you can see things on this rock shelf that forms the wave. Okay, and you guys could see that a minute ago, this was a lake. There was no current. Just before that, there was current going this way. And now we have current. It's only been about 30 minutes going the other way, and it's rapidly building. It is gonna be getting faster and faster now for the next 3 hours. We're ready to do some really fun kayaking. Okay, the current is building. It's almost surfable. I am gonna put this camera down and go get my kayaking gear on and get in the water, and we're gonna have a blast. All right, here it is, guys. We're going surfing. Enjoy the Skookumchuck Narrows. I think we're all totally satisfied, totally stoked, and ready to go get some dinner. So there it is, the Skookumchuck Narrows. Today the tide was about almost 16 knots. I think it was like 15.8, 15.9, something like that. And that's a little on the fast side, but we caught it at a really good shoulder as it was building up and had a blast. So there it is, Skookumchuck Narrows. What an awesome place to come. If you're a whitewater kayaker who likes to surf waves, especially big, glassy, silky smooth waves, you got to check this place out. All right, we're gonna hike and bike back to town, and it's dinner time.